Hello and welcome to the channel. Thanks for dropping by. Just before we get started on this review, just a few shout outs to a couple of people that I've been talking to recently. We've got Blank Blank, who is my 100th subscriber. Thanks ever so much, and thanks to all of you that are subscribed. Shout out to Chad Dips on Watch Crunch as well. Find me on watchcrunch.com. Simon, a subscriber on here. Anna, a subscriber on here. And Time for Another Watch, another creator that I've been speaking to. Go and check out his videos as well. I'll put a link in the description. So I set out with a task of trying to find the cheapest watch I could on AliExpress, and I did find one, and it's this one. It cost less than $2. It's a strange one. It's a bit of kind of a homage to the Lorus RJ655 8X9. You know that one that just rolls off the tongue. I'll put a picture of it on the screen now. It seems to be some sort of copy of that. And I managed to get this, as I say, for less than $2. So what do you get for a $2 watch? Well, you get a quartz military style field watch that looks like this. It's not the world's worst looking watch by any means. It's a 43mm diameter. Now, I thought that might be including the crown, but it wasn't. Lug to lug's 49, so it is quite large, to be fair. Now, on the specs, it said the thickness was 25mm. I don't think it's quite that. I get it at 9.6mm, to be quite honest. And we've got a band of 22mm, so you wouldn't have any problems buying this and swapping it out with another band, maybe a NATO or something. So the spec sheet says the watch is stainless steel construction. Well, I don't think it is. I think it is a stainless steel caseback, as lots of watches are on AliExpress. But the actual body feels plastic. It's quite a strange texture to it. However, when I did do a bit more investigation, I did find some score marks just on the back, on the lugs. And also I managed to pop the back off, albeit with my thumbnail, which is slightly worrying. And yes, it is an alloy. You can tell from the inside because it's not coated. So it is an alloy body. Crystal, well, it states glass. Could be. Does actually feel acrylic rather than glass. But I haven't got a way of proving that at the moment. You know what? It's not a bad looking watch. It comes in several colours, which I'll put up on the screen. But I went for the fully green dial. I'll show you why in a few minutes. But I went with that one because it did remind me of that Lorus watch, as I said. Okay, so we have field style watch dial with 1 to 12 on the outer number track and 13 to 24 on the inner track. We then got minute markers right on the outside track, and then every 5 minutes they've got these green little sort of filled triangle sort of shape. It was a triangle, it looks like a house sort of shape on there. Quite good looking. Hands are very slim, sword style hands, edged in silver and loomed. And it's not a bad looking watch. I've seen this style replicated in lots of watches, some of which are very expensive. Now, I'm not sure if you worked it out by now, but the whole dial is loomed. Now, it does beg the question, why loom the hands if the dial is loomed? Well, there are other watches that do similar. My recent review of the Timex Expedition Scout 40mm shows it has loomed hands. I'll put a link up to that in the corner. And it's got that superb Indiglo feature which illuminates the whole dial. Now with the Timex, the hands being larger, the loom is useful when you don't need to use the Indigo feature. Here, the hands are so slim, when the dial's fully loomed, it actually makes legibility quite hard because the hands are so slim, you can kind of lose them at first glance. So I'll put a picture of that up here with it fully loomed. It's a bit of a strange one. Now, I can't criticise it because of the price, really. It's just an observation. Now, the water resistance is claimed to be 30 ATM or 30 metres. Well, I dropped this in the kids' swimming pool, and it did keep ticking. However, when I did pop the back off again, and I could do that with my thumbnail, it was full of water. Now, it kept ticking even after I'd popped the water out, so I can't moan at that. And it's still going now. and it has been full of water, so I'll give it a pass on that one, but I can't imagine it's got 30 meters of water resistance when I can pop the back off with my finger. And also just on here we've got the crown. It's one of the smallest crowns I think I've ever seen on a watch in a long time. Really quite fiddly to change, to be quite honest. But hey, that's what you get when you pay that money for a watch. Now the case back, it's quite simple. Back, stainless steel and soaky on the back, and as I say, you can literally pop it off with a finger. And that's what it looks like on the inside. So again, could just be the model I've got, but I've got a feeling you'll probably find that on all of these. Now the strap is a woven sort of canvas style strap. It's possibly one of the coarsest ones I've ever come across. It's sort of sandpaper grade. Actually, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it is quite rough. And these leather pieces here over the holes also add are not well finished, to be quite honest. I'm probably exaggerating how bad it is, but I'm not a fan of these type of straps, and this is not a great quality one. But again, you can't complain for the price. Two double retainers, double retainers, soaky on the buckle, and it's not the world's longest strap by any means. So here it is on my wrist. I've got an 8-inch wrist, so the strap is quite short. It's on the last hole, as kind of expected. You could swap out this strap maybe onto something like a black NATO. Might look rather good with this. Something I haven't got to hand to do. It's a good watch for the price. It's $2. It's a working quartz watch with a fully illuminated dial. If you can't afford anything else, this would work great for you. However, there are much better quartz watches from AliExpress for just a few dollars more. I'll put a link in the corner to the TPW pilot's watch that I reviewed. Again, it's more of a field watch than a pilot's watch, but I'll put that up as well because I think that's a better style of watch. I hope this video has been useful. If it has, please take the time to subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.